Good evening. President Bongbong Marcos says Beijing is escalating tensions in the South China Sea with its new policy authorizing its Coast Guard to detain trespassers who cross what it claims are its borders in the disputed sea. Beijing said it would detain foreigners who would trespass in its waters in the South China Sea for up to 60 days without trial starting June this year. Speaking to reporters at a press briefing in Brunei, Marcos says the new policy was worrisome. He earlier called it unacceptable.
The new policy of threatening to detain our own citizens, that is different. That is an escalation of the situation.
Meanwhile, Marcos says that Beijing's 4-month fishing ban in the South China Sea, including parts of the West Philippine Sea, was nothing new. The Philippines has already filed a diplomatic protest against China's annual fishing moratorium in the South China Sea, including areas within Manila's exclusive economic zone. In the same press briefing, the president also says the government was trying all options to ease tensions at Ayungin Shoal and Scarborough Shoal. He even admits there were back-channel talks with China in the face of Beijing's growing assertiveness in the disputed sea.
As any point of contact that I can establish, I will use it. At every end, at every level, at the leaders level, at the ministerial, sub-ministerial, private. As long as it brings us progress in terms of resolving this, and first of all, number one, to stop the aggressive actions such as water cannoning and lasers and barrier putting, etc.
President Bongbong Marcos says he had nothing to do with the change of leadership in the Senate, but admits he was aware that Senator Juan Miguel Zubiri would be ousted as Senate President. In a press conference during his state visit to Brunei, Marcos stresses it was the Senate's decision to change the leadership and not his own. But according to Marcos, Senator Cheese Escudero spoke to him about his plan to be the Senate President.
The decision to change the leadership is not made by me. It was made by the senators. I was basically informed at every step of the way. Actually, it was Senator Cheese. The minute he started thinking about it, he already brought it up and he said, I think I'm going to try to be the SP.
Marcos says the change of leadership moved so quickly as well. Zubiri earlier said his refusal to follow instructions from the powers that be ruffled some feathers and cost him the Senate presidency. Asked about this, Marcos says he is unsure about what Zubiri may be referring to.
I guess if you're Senate President, the only power that be is the President. So I'm not sure what he is referring to. If that is a specific instance or just as a general principle, I don't know. I haven't spoken to him about it. So it's hard for me to answer simply because I'm not quite sure what he's referring to. Because what instructions could there be that convenient outputs? Yes, that's still unclear to me what he was referring to.
The State Weather Bureau declares the official start of the rainy season in the country. In a statement, Pag-asa says the occurrence of scattered rain showers, frequent thunderstorms, the passage of Typhoon Aghon, and the southwest monsoon brought significant rains over the western sections of Luzon and Visayas, signifying the onset of rainy season. It adds that the high chance of La Nina conditions to develop from July to September increases the likelihood of above normal rainfall conditions in parts of the country, especially towards the end of the year. However, Pag-asa notes there may be breaks in rainfall that extend over a few days or weeks. The Commission on Elections is eyeing the prohibition of using artificial intelligence during the campaign period for the 2025 elections. In a letter to Comelec en banc dated May 28, Chair George Garcia points out that the threat of AI technology and deepfake is among the growing concerns of several election management experts. He adds that several heads of state, including President Bongbong Marcos, have been used in deepfake videos meant to deceive viewers. According to Garcia, the abuse of AI undermines the integrity of elections and may amount to fraudulent misrepresentation of candidates. He emphasizes that this defeats the purpose of a campaign, which is to truthfully inform the voting public about the elections and the candidates. Numerous watchdogs have expressed their concern over the use of AI, including deepfakes, which can impersonate a person's appearance and voice on video. In April, a deepfake audio of President Marcos surfaced, which Malacanang debunked shortly after. The suspect behind the death of a stay-in driver in a road rage incident in Makati has been arrested. In a press conference, Interior and Local Government Secretary Benhur Abalos says the suspect was arrested Wednesday morning, May 29. He also reveals that 2-caliber pistols were seized from the suspect, which were brought in for ballistic examination. The suspect was also subjected to paraffin test. According to Abalos, results show that the suspect tested positive for gunpowder from the confiscated firearms, which matches the recovered fired cartridge at the scene of the shooting. Upon checking with the Firearms and Explosives Office, police likewise discovered that no firearms were registered under the suspect's name. The Philippine National Police will file a murder case against the suspect. On Tuesday, May 28, the suspect aboard a black Mercedes-Benz shot to death 65-year-old Aniceto Mateo along the southbound lane of the Edsa-Ayala tunnel at around 2:30 p.m. Authorities disclosed that Mateo was with passengers Marites Valmorio and a minor when the shooting occurred. They were on board a white Toyota Innova and were on their way to Ayala Alabang, Muntinlupa City. Motorists will have to pay higher toll rates starting June 4 at the North Luzon Expressway. This comes after the Toll Regulatory Board approved the implementation of the second tranche of toll adjustments in the major expressway. According to NLEX Corporation, under the new toll matrix, motorists will pay an additional toll ranging from 2 pesos to 27 pesos for Class 1 vehicles, an additional 7 pesos to 68 pesos for Class 2 vehicles, and an increase of 8 pesos up to 81 pesos for Class 3 vehicles. NLEX Corporation says the toll hike is part of the approved periodic adjustments due in 2019 and 2021. It explains that the increase was deferred and divided into 2 tranches to help curb inflationary strains and ease the impact on motorists. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. President Bongbong Marcos says China's policy on detaining trespassers in South China Sea an escalation of tension in the disputed area. Police arrest the suspect behind the fatal road rage incident in Edsa-Ayala. And NLEX toll rates to go up starting June 4. These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.